Hi, so today we're going to be talking about Samuel. He has been doing really well in class, but I was able to collect some data to see where he is and the different things we want to work on. So today, I first want to talk about some of his positives that he's really seeing here. I've highlighted everything that he is under grade level for, but as we can see with iStation vocabulary, he is perfectly on grade level. He's doing really well with vocabulary in general. We also see that on his vocabulary test, weekly vocab test. He's getting around 92%, that's really amazing. And then we also see that spelling, he is above grade level. That 444 is grade level and he's at a 457. So vocab and spelling, he's doing really well on. Some things that I'm excited to work on with him are going to be comprehension and fluency. I was able to administer the DIBELS assessment, and DIBELS is an assessment that looks at fluency and how well he is able to automatically decode words and encode words. So he's scoring about a 312, which at the fall time should have been 332. So we're definitely going to work on there. We can also see that on iStation, his fluency is falling behind also, with him being at a 43 and he should be at 46. And then to go into the comprehension portion, the biggest thing that we are seeing is that his core program unit test, which is just the unit test at the end, he is averaging about a 53%, a little higher maybe now, but we are looking for A's in there to be grade level. And also overall reading on iStation, which, to clarify, iStation is a monthly test that students take on the computer, and for that he's at a 443 and should be at a 461. And then iStation also just has another category for comprehension, and we see that he is at a 416 and he should be at a 461. 419 and he should be at a 461. So the great thing is he is very comfortable with the basics of word recognition and vocabulary and spelling. So I'm excited to really just focus on fluency and comprehension. And then after that, I administered something called the QRI, which is a reading test and a diagnostic that really just focuses on fluency and comprehension, which is what I want to focus on with him. And while this may seem confusing, I will go talk you through it. So we first just started with word list, and the word list looked something like this. This was his scores, and the student was just asked to read all of these words, and I put if he automatically recognized it, meaning that he got it in less than a second, or if he had problems recognizing it. And so I did the word list at the first, second, and third grade level. Each word list, you can score between an independent, an instructional, and a frustrational. And so independent means that he is scoring 18 to 20 of the words correctly. That is a great indicator that type of level. So he scored an independent on first grade, meaning that he is way above first grade level, and it allowed me to move on to second grade with him. In second grade, he scored 15 out of the 20 right, so he landed in that instructional level, which meant that he struggled a little, but that was the perfect level that I should be administering reading and for him to get the most out of comprehension. And I wanted to hit his frustrational level. So I went to the third grade and he did score 12 out of the 20, which meant frustrational for him. Some students hit multiple instructional levels, so I would keep going until they hit that frustrational, and then you move back one. So I found that his reading automatically for recognizing words was about 20 in the second grade. So that allowed me to go to comprehension. And this is where I was really able to see how well he would do on words. So in this test, they want us to use a narrative and expository text. So using the grade level that I found in the word list, which I saw was second grade instructional, I went for second grade passages. And in these passages, he did pretty well reading them. He also made instructional when reading throughout the story, but where I really saw trouble was comprehension. So after we read, he read it out loud to me. I asked him just to retell the story, and as you can see, he retold 4 parts of the story and missed a lot of other key details. And that shows us that while he's able to read the passages, his comprehension is struggling and he's not really taking in what the story is talking about. When I asked specific questions, he did all right with being able to remember, but with the guiding questions. So really just focusing on retelling for him and asking what the story's about without giving these guiding questions would be a great way to help him. And the same thing with the expository text. He did all right reading through. Again, he scored instructional with how fast he read and the number of accuracy mistakes. So again, instructional level, which is okay. And then again, answered 4 of all the details in the question. So after administering tests and looking at the score, I'm definitely putting him at a second grade level with his reading. And as we are in the 3rd grade, there's definitely a lot that we can be working on. So what I'm recommending is that we start a small group and we focus on the 2 reading components of comprehension and fluency. I will be doing a lot of just reading out loud to me, reading in the head, some time reading, asking him to retell the story, and all of the other comprehension and fluency things. So what I am really wanting to happen is that both me and you as the parent, we can really start to focus on this, because I think Samuel is really just almost there, and we can really just help him get to that 3rd grade level so he can succeed in the fourth grade next year. So at home, if while he's reading during the nighttime, have him read for 15 minutes every night. That would be amazing. And just as the parent, sitting next to him while he's reading, make sure he's reading, and stop him while he's reading. Ask, what did you just read about? And that makes him really start to focus on that comprehension, and you can hear his fluency. And together, I feel like we can really help him get to that 3rd grade level that he needs to.